Hello, Casa de Garcia. Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new to the channel, hello, my name is Christina and welcome to our channel. Okay, so today I'm going to be making some green chicken enchiladas. I'm going to show you the way I make it. Everybody makes it their own way, but this is how I make it. Please make it comfortable for you and your family. Know that we all love it however we love it, and I just want to share how I love it. I'm using green enchilada sauce. No, I didn't make it homemade, but you could definitely make it homemade. I'm just wanting to make a fast dinner. You're going to be able to make anywhere from 25 to 30 enchiladas with this recipe. It just really depends on how much you stuff it. I use about 2 pounds of cheese. You're going to want an onion, and this is to boil the chicken in and to put on your enchiladas. Of course, this is optional if you don't like onion. I have about a tablespoon of minced garlic, and now you could use regular garlic. I would use maybe 2 to 3 cloves. And then I put about a tablespoon of salt. I also use the broth of the chicken for rice, so I like it to have a really nice flavor. And lastly, this is the chicken I'm using. I like it to cook fast, be able to shred it fast and not have to deal with bones. I prefer the breast for enchiladas, but you could use any chicken. You could use regular chicken with the bones, any kind you want. I'm using 3 pounds. I'm feeding 9 people with this recipe. So yeah, these are the ingredients. If this sounds like something you want to watch, go ahead and continue to watch, and here we go. Okay, so I always just give my chicken a little rinse, and you guys, make your life easier and get some kitchen scissors. I got these Betty Crocker ones from the Dollar Tree, and I've had them for years already. Cut open the bag, and then I'm gonna put my chicken in here. So yeah, I mean, obviously you're not gonna be able to wash these really good. They've obviously been cleaned and skinned and everything, but I just always still give my meat a little rinse. You also want to make sure you sterilize your sink when you're all done. So yeah. So I have my pan right here, and I'm actually going to just stick them right in my pan. That way I can clean out my sink and then add water. And then I don't really want to touch it, so... I'm just going to fill it up. I'm going to fill it up to about there because I use the broth. I want it to, you know, cook good and have nice flavor. And I always use the broth to make rice. All right, that's good. Okay, we got our water in there. I'm putting about this much onion. I would say it's about a quarter of a big onion. And add the garlic and the salt. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and bring this to a boil. I'm actually gonna cover it. I'm gonna bring it to a boil. Once it's boiling, I'm gonna turn it down and leave it covered and let it cook for about 40 minutes. I like to have a clean sink filled with hot soapy water so I could wash as I go. So the chicken's been cooking for about 40 minutes, so it's just about done. So we're gonna go ahead and start the rice. So I have 2 cups of rice. I only had 2 tomatoes. I would have preferred to have 3, but 2 will do. I have a piece of onion. I would say about a quarter piece of onion. A tablespoon of garlic. 2 of the chicken bouillons that are flavored with tomato. A teaspoon of ground comino. Okay, so go ahead and heat your pan, and then you're going to put some oil. I accidentally put a little bit too much, but that's okay. I make my rice different all the time, and so this is just one of the ways I make it. So sometimes I cut up onion and I saute it with the rice, and sometimes I put big pieces and let it fry before I add the rice to flavor the oil. So yeah, today I decided to just put a few chunks of the onion and saute it with the oil, and then I will be adding the rice. So once you add the rice, you just want to be constantly stirring it, making sure it doesn't burn, but you want to get like a nice brown toasty color. And so yeah, it's going to take about, you know, a good, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes of just constantly stirring it and watching it before we add the broth to it. I'll still be stirring it, but I'm going to make the sauce really quick. I'm just going to add those 2 tomatoes, the teaspoon of cominos, the 2 chicken bouillons with tomato, and the garlic.
Oh yeah, and the piece of onion. And then we're going to also add 4 cups of the chicken broth, because remember I said I use my chicken broth whenever I boil chicken. And since we did 2 cups of rice, you always double whatever you did in rice. So 2 cups of rice would equal 4 cups of the chicken broth.
The chicken is done. So I'm just gonna finish the rice, and as soon as I'm done with the rice, we will shred the chicken and start the tortillas. So we've just been browning the rice. It's been cooking for about, gosh, I don't know, 10 minutes maybe. I have it on like a medium low because I was doing something else and I didn't want to burn it. But yeah, you just want to be constantly stirring it, browning it. But it's got a nice toasty little color to it. Okay. So I'm gonna add a little pepper. I forgot to put it in, but it doesn't really gotta be blender. So I'm gonna just give it one stir, and now that it's mixed in with the rice and it's got all the flavors, I'm gonna give it one last taste test, because the trick is you wanna cover it and leave it. You don't wanna lift the lid no more. You don't wanna be stirring it. So this would be the time to add a little more whatever you need. It's perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it up a little bit. I'm gonna just bring it to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, then I will cover it. But I don't know if you could tell, but it is a little bit bubbling already because I added the hot broth water. See, it's pretty much already boiling. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just put the lid on it. I don't use a timer, but you could use a timer if you want. I would say about 20 minutes on low. It's like between low and 2. I'm not gonna lift the lid no more, and it'll be perfect. So now I'm going to move my chicken into my bowl where I'm going to shred it. I have kind of a deeper, bigger bowl than I need, but that's because I'm going to use the blender to shred my chicken because it's just so much faster and easier. So yeah, just carefully remove it because keep in mind this is still hot. Total cooking time, I'm gonna say about an hour, because the first 15 minutes was getting it to its boiling point, half hour-ish of like real cooking time with the lid on it on about medium to medium low. 30-40 minutes, I'm gonna say. Got all the chicken in here, and now I'm gonna show you how I shred it. So you could definitely use your fingers. You could get in there and use 2 forks, or you have a hand mixer, anything. It'll just make your life a lot easier. And you don't want to like shred it really little. You just want to give it some nice shredded strips. We're just going there, make sure that all the big pieces got done, because like I said, we don't want this to be like tiny shreds. We want it just to be some nice thick shredded chicken. Yep, just like that. Okay, so now I'm gonna cut some onion. We love onion in this house, so I do add onion to my enchiladas. This is how I cut onion, and it's pretty easy. So it's just like this, and then what I do is I just kind of go down like that, make slits like that. Hopefully you can see. Then I'm gonna turn it sideways because, you know, it's already like in circles like that. So then I just kind of go like this, and then you have little squares already. If you want them like a little bit smaller, you can just go like this, but they're pretty decent sizes, so I think that we are good. Okay. Now that we're getting down to the last 5 minutes of the rice cooking, I'm gonna start doing the tortillas. So we're gonna warm up a good amount of oil, so that way you don't have to keep putting more oil. This process is just basically to soften the tortillas, and it gives it that more flavor too when you fry them in the oil, and then to be able to roll them. I think it's done. So go ahead and so you know it's done because see how it's bubbling around? So yeah, we just want to get both sides softened. Okay, and I would say that is good. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the next one. We're gonna just kind of like tap off a little bit, carefully tap off grease. But I'm also sticking it on this napkin plate, and so excess grease can also fall in there.
Tortillas are all done, and now I'm gonna set up my station so I can start rolling up my enchiladas.
So the first thing I do is I dip my tortilla into my sauce and then I lay them out. Now you don't need to put parchment paper. I put parchment paper just because it's easier to clean up and they won't stick. So then you're gonna just start filling them up. You know, you're gonna put as much chicken as you want to. Oh my gosh, the fan is on in the back. Add some cheese. Okay, then we're gonna add a little bit of onion. Now, like I said, all this is optional. You don't have to put cheese in the middle of your enchilada. You don't have to put onion. This is just how I like to do it. So then you're just gonna roll these up, scoot them to the edge, and then keep going. So now that they're all done, they're all rolled up. I made 28. We don't want none of our stuff to go to waste, so there is a little bit of the sauce left, and I'm just going to pour it. I'm gonna just like distribute it over the rest of the enchiladas. Okay, then we had a little bit of chicken left over, and like I said, we don't let nothing go to waste, so we're gonna just sprinkle the leftover chicken over those enchiladas as well. Then we have a little bit of onion left, so we'll just sprinkle that over as well. Okay, now for the cheese. In the beginning, I did say 2 pounds of cheese, but I don't know what I was thinking. It's more like 2.5 pounds of cheese, and we'll see if this is enough because we do like our enchiladas very cheesy. So what I do is I grab a handful and I start at the edge over here since we want all of our enchilada to have cheese. So I just kind of put my hand right here as a barrier, and then I just kind of sprinkle it at the edge part first. Like I said, I like when my food is evenly put. Oven heated up, preheated to 380, so I'm gonna just stick this in there for about 12 minutes and then I'll check it and see if it needs more time. Yummy, look at those delicious bomb enchiladas. I did go over a little bit of time, crispy cheese edges, but that's okay. Here's the rice. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna serve it up. We're gonna enjoy this with some sour cream on top, a nice glass of Pepsi. And yum, yum, yum. Don't forget to give this video a fat thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button with the bell notification if you haven't. And we will talk to you guys later. Chaito's tearing it up.
And this is how it looks when I don't overcook the cheese. Either way, both delicious.